On February 26, 2026, Jim Carrey steps onto the stage to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award. His daughter is there, his grandson, his partner. The room is filled with quiet anticipation. He delivers an entire speech in French. It's a breathtaking, heartfelt moment. Then, just hours later, the internet erupts. Chaos. Megan Fox is panicking in the comments. Katy Perry drops a bullseye emoji. TikTok explodes. People are convinced, millions of ordinary mainstream viewers, that the man on that stage was not Jim Carrey, that somehow he's been cloned, that the real Jim died long ago. But here's the detail nobody seems to be noticing. Someone already predicted this. His old co-star, one of his closest collaborators, had warned us exactly this scenario was coming, and nobody listened. Jim Carrey, 64 years old, one of the most iconic faces on the planet for over 5 decades, shows up in Paris, delivers a flawless French speech for the first time on a major stage with his family in the front row. By all accounts, it's a rare, once-in-a-lifetime emotional moment, and yet the internet insists that's not him. His eyes look different, it's a body double, they cloned him. You might think, okay, this is just another internet conspiracy, people overreacting. But this story goes much deeper than Jim Carrey's face. In this video, you'll discover the full story of what happened to Jamie Foxx, Jim's actual co-star, when the internet subjected him to the exact same scrutiny. You'll witness the chilling pattern that links their careers. You'll understand why Jamie Foxx, having lived through this nightmare himself, looked at what was happening to Jim and said, "This is not a laughing matter." Before we dive in, you need to understand who these two men are to each other, because this isn't just a story about two random celebrities, it goes way back. Fox Television launches a sketch comedy show called In Living Color. Two complete unknowns arrive on the same soundstage. Jim Carrey had been rejected by Saturday Night Live twice. He was on the verge of quitting comedy altogether. Jamie Foxx, born Eric Bishop, couldn't even get stage time at open mics. He changed his name to something gender-neutral just so clubs would give him a chance to perform. Both end up on In Living Color, same cast, same stage. From 1991 to 1994, Jim becomes Fire Marshal Bill, a master of physical comedy, a face that is literally a weapon, chaos incarnate. Jamie transforms into Wanda, donning a blonde wig, exaggerating every gesture, embodying the character fully. Pure, total character work.
Please welcome Miss Wanda Wayne! Holy crap!
I told you I was gonna be on TV, girl.
Both of them became masters of transformation, that's the word for it. Jim the Mask, Ace Ventura, the Grinch, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Jamie Ray, which earned him an Oscar, Django, Electro. These men built entire careers by becoming other people, disappearing into characters so completely that they almost cease to exist as themselves. Fast forward 30 years and both men find themselves facing the same accusation. You've been replaced, you're a clone. But before we get to Jim's Paris moment, you need to understand what happened to Jamie first. Because Jamie didn't just hear the theories from the outside, he almost believed them himself. And the reason why is one of the most genuinely disturbing stories you'll hear today. Jamie Foxx's nightmare begins on April 11, 2023. He's on a film set in Atlanta when a severe headache hits. He asks someone for Advil, and then nothing. He collapses. Brain bleed, stroke, emergency surgery. 20 days pass in unconscious silence. When he wakes up, he can barely walk. He's in a wheelchair, disoriented, dizzy, struggling to make sense of the world. His family keeps everything private, no updates, total silence. Meanwhile, the internet goes into overdrive. Jamie Foxx is paralyzed, he's blind. Did he try to kill him? He's been cloned. And here is where the story turns from tragic to genuinely disturbing. Jamie is sedated, trapped in a haze of OxyContin, Dilantin, and morphine, heavy medication. And yet somehow he sneaks his phone. He starts reading every post, every conspiracy theory, every accusation about clones and body doubles. Millions of views rolling in as he lies in a hospital bed. And because of the medication and because of the confusion, he begins to believe it. These are his own words, later shared with The Hollywood Reporter in May 2025.
May 2025.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers are trying to clone me.
Then it gets worse.
Still sedated, still confined to the hospital bed, he sees a white version of himself walk into the room.
And then I saw me walk into my room, but I'm white, so I see the white me.
He was hallucinating.
His medicated brain had taken the clone theories he'd just read and turned them into reality. The next morning, the psychiatrist walks in. Jamie looks at him and says,
I said, "What's up, Fox?" I said, "I know what's up. You trying to clone me, motherfucker. I saw the white clone, and I know why you're trying to clone me." and make me white because I'll sell better overseas and all this other kind of.
The psychiatrist
Asks, are you all right? Jamie looks up and says, am I all right or am I all white? They immediately lowered his medication. That is what internet conspiracy theories did to a man already fighting to recover from a stroke. Not a joke, not entertainment. Real psychological damage to a real person. The chilling pattern emerges. Now that you know what happened to Jamie, this story takes a turn that's impossible to ignore. Look at their last major roles. Right before each wave of conspiracy theories erupted, both men starred in projects eerily connected to identity and transformation. Jamie Foxx's last role before his stroke, they cloned Tyrone, a Netflix film about a government cloning operation targeting Black communities. Jamie plays the lead, investigating the entire conspiracy. 2 months after the film's release, clone theories explode. Jim Carrey's last major role before the Paris theories, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in December 2024, a movie literally about a shape-shifting character with multiple identities, constantly transforming. Jim had announced his retirement in 2022 but returned for this one. 2 months later, clone theories erupt. Do you see the pattern? When masters of transformation play roles centered on identity and then appear changed in real life, the public fills the silence with conspiracy. And it doesn't stop there. Think about what Jim was doing in the years leading up to Paris. He appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live and told the audience that Hollywood entertainers are hired by the government to distract people. The crowd laughed, thinking it was a joke, but many at home did not see the humor. During a red carpet interview, when asked what was happening in the world, Jim looked the reporter straight in the eyes and said, "Here's the thing, it's not our world. None of this is real, we don't matter." He once told an interviewer that Jim Carrey was a character he played, not a real person. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character I built because I thought I was just creating something people would like. So think about it, a man who had spent years saying, none of this is real, I'm just playing a character, suddenly appears in Paris looking noticeably different. The internet didn't invent this pattern from nothing. Jim had been handing them pieces for years. What actually happened in Paris? Let's look at the facts. The César Awards organization released an official statement after the theories went viral. Jim's visit had been planned for 8 months. He had been rehearsing his French speech for months. He flew to Paris with his partner, his daughter, his grandson, and 12 close friends. Jim's own publicist confirmed on record, Jim Carrey attended the César Awards. It was him, full stop.
Am I all right or am I all white? They lowered his medication.
Stone situation adds another layer to the chaos. The drag artist posted photos of prosthetics, images some people used as proof of a body double, but it was performance art. Alexis Stone is known for celebrity impersonations. He never claimed to be Jim Carrey at the awards. People ran with it anyway. Even plastic surgeon Dr. Spiegel weighed in, publicly stating that any changes could easily be explained by Botox or possibly a facelift. The man is 64, he has aged. He may have had some cosmetic work done, that's it. But here's the part that actually matters more than any fact-checking. The psychological damage from these theories is real, even when the theories are completely false. Jamie Foxx proved it. He survived a brain bleed and a stroke. He woke up from a 20-day coma, only to spend his recovery fighting off conspiracy theories that made him paranoid and confused while he was medicated. Ice-T put it perfectly when defending Jamie online at the time. You look different after a bad cold. People would rather believe in clones than accept that a man was seriously sick. Now Jim Carrey is trapped in the same nightmare, and his response has been total silence, not a word. Jamie Foxx's warning to Jim came in May 2025. Jamie was doing press about his own recovery when he saw the news about Jim Carrey. The exact same conspiracy, the exact same accusations, body double, clone, not him, aimed at his old co-star, the man he shared a soundstage with 30 years ago. Jamie went to the Daily Mail and said, "I'm sad not because people are questioning my appearance. I'm sad that people are stupid. The world I live in has people who believe a 64-year-old man is now apparently a clone." And then the quote almost nobody picked up on. For Jim, this is something he should laugh about, but stupidity like this is not a laughing matter. He was speaking about Jim Carrey specifically. He knew exactly what Jim was going through because he had survived it himself. Jamie's way out was to speak, to appear on Netflix specials and interviews, to walk into a room and physically prove he was alive. He said, "You're looking at a man who is thankful. It's been an unexpected dark journey, but I can see the light." He broke the cycle. Jim, by contrast, remains silent. And here's the ugly truth about that silence. It doesn't help. If Jim denies the conspiracy, the response is, the clone is trying to convince us it's real. If Jim stays silent, the response is, see, he can't deny it because it's true. It is a trap with no exit. Jamie knows this, he lived in it. And now he is watching his friend trapped in the same nightmare. The bigger truth is the irony. Jim Carrey and Jamie Foxx built their entire careers on transformation. That was their art, becoming someone else so completely that only the character remains. Jim spent 50 years doing it. The Mask, Ace Ventura, The Grinch, The Cable Guy, The Truman Show, Eternal Sunshine. His face was the instrument. Jamie did the same, winning an Oscar for disappearing entirely into Ray Charles. Django, Electro, characters stacked upon characters. These men are artists of transformation. And now, the very thing that made them legends is being twisted as proof that they're not real. He doesn't move the same. He's 64. He may have had surgery. His voice changed. He was speaking French for the first time in public. He looks different. It's been 30 years. But this goes deeper than Jim and Jamie. Every time a celebrity disappears for a while, changes their appearance, plays a transformative role, or simply ages, the internet screams clone. Britney Spears, Biden, Selena Gomez, and now two of the most transformative performers in Hollywood history simultaneously. What Jamie Foxx is really saying, what he has been saying since leaving the hospital, is that we cannot accept reality anymore. We cannot accept aging. We cannot accept illness. We cannot accept that the person we watch grow up on screen is now older, different, changed. So we invent replacements, and in doing so we destroy real people. Jamie Foxx almost died. He came back and the internet said that's not him. Jim Carrey spent 50 years making the world laugh. He walked onto a stage in Paris with his family watching to receive the highest honor of his career, and millions of people decided he was fake. So I want to know what you think. Should Jim Carrey come out and speak like Jamie did? Or does the silence itself tell us something? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Full stop.
A viral rumor surrounding actor Jim Carrey is debunked after speculation swirled online that an impersonator had accepted Carrey's Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2026 César Awards in Paris. The award show's general delegate praised the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind star while detailing the prep that went into his appearance. Gregory Collier says of the doppelganger rumors in a March 2nd statement to Variety, Jim Carrey's visit has been planned since this summer. From the outset, he was extremely touched by the Academy's invitation. 8 months of ongoing constructive discussions. He worked on his speech in French for months. Carrey was supported by his loved ones, including 38-year-old daughter Jane Carrey, whom he shares with his ex Melissa Wermer, and his quote companion Min